Hello guys, I've returned from the dead and ready to show you all the new improved and updated Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaria 1985 edition. I've been working on it on and off and trying to finalize all the designs, but it's finally all done. Well then, I've kept while waiting long enough. Let's check out the outside of the pizzeria first. The exterior was based of this amazing render of Freddy's I liked, made by the wonderful barber droid. From here on out, I'll be slapping my logo on my builds like a stamp of authenticity. I made that parking lot, and I gotta say I am happy how it turned out, even slapped my logo on it. This glitchy poster of Nightmare and Fredbear is still here. Let me know if you guys would like a tutorial on how to make pictures like this. It's super easy. Put a little forest on the side of the building just to add some character to the background. I'm especially proud of this new sign. I swear the original was so dumb, like who puts animatronics on the damn roof? Apparently me, but it's okay, we got absolute cinema Fred now. Good time to mention that these windows are still fake. Still kept that beautiful sign, though that was one of the things I was keeping the same. Anyways, let's check out the inside and show why fantasy and fun come to life. Chat, was the transition smooth? Anyways, welcome to the updated prize corner. As you can see, a lot has changed from the original. One of the biggest changes is that all the plushies got remastered. It was about time, the old ones were looking like dog crap. These new plushies have a smooth, polished look. Fun fact, I based them off the Hex plushies, mainly the eyes. Crazy Cause Chill Thrill actually came back on my birthday with a major update in development. W Chill for real. Also newly added is this old monitor, a remnant of the diner days back at Fredbear's, and a very suspicious purple and blue box, possible foreshadowing. Other than that, everything relatively stayed the same on this side. I added a water bubbler, and all of the paintings have a glass cover on the front to give a more realistic look. A menu so Fazbear Entertainment can run your pockets dry of everything. So my bad, I realized in the last vid I did on this location, I never showed the kitchen. Nothing much changed in here, minus the new sections you'll see in a sec. The default work at a pizza place, ovens probably where Fazbear Entertainment got these from. Originally there was no stove and fryer, and even a sink, so I had to add them in. Nothing but a few storage crates. I've also hid a bunch of plushies around the restaurant. And I finally added that dumpster I was talking about. I am glad I finally added one. A few garbage bags here, and inside the dumpster is a poster from one of the guest star characters, Maury, foreshadowing. Let's go check out the rest of the restaurant. Fun fact, this jar of pickle has been in all of my pizzerias, originally from my FNAF 6. This room is the employee lounge. It's nothing special, just some lockers and a white board. However, behind this door lies the office of the manager of Freddy's. This is William Afton's office, where he conducts most of his business. There's a few references, like a picture of Elizabeth, and next to it a Charlotte's green wristband. The button under the desk opens the office door from the other side of the building. A picture frame of Old Sport DSAF mentioned what Elite Game series. Also, this button under the desk opens the office door. Next to that is a shelf containing extra animatronic pants and bow ties from Fredbear's. And on top of that, the FNAF 4 box next to a weirdly colored Fredbear plush. Wonder what that could mean. Alright, let's enter the main showroom. I made a lot of changes. The first major changes from the version 1 pizzeria is, instead of the rainbow entrance, I replaced it with one more in line with the movie, and my original first location looks way cleaner than the original now, and to be honest, looks 10 times better. One of the biggest changes that you can already see is the carpet was completely ripped up and replaced with a new one. Made some updated posters of the main core animatronics down the side wall. I was really trying to fill the room since the first version felt too run down. Good time to also mention that I painted the walls in a brighter red just to make the pizzeria color pop more. These tables were repainted, as well as completely remodeled the tables in the main showroom. These tables are reserved for large birthday parties. I tried to go for a stripped design, but I made the stripes way too fat. I'll redeem myself when the FNAF 6 location is made. Party rooms are nothing special. They stayed practically the same as the original V1 map. Same with the other room, nothing interesting. However, let's take a look at one of the newly added rooms. Are the main band? Well, take a look at them a little later, but first let's check out one of the newest rooms. This room is mainly used to control everything in the building. This is the building control panel. Each lever turns on and off, lights all around the building like for the stage arcade. I wanted this place to be as interactive as possible. Anyways, mainly this room is used for spare costumes and parts for quick maintenance between shows. A incomplete Endo 0.1. Had to add the cupcake that's on my shoulder, and if anyone's wondering, I've named him Scoobert. This little monitor gives a clean view of the show stage. It's connected to one of the cameras. They're just standing there menacingly. Up on this shelf are some extra animatronic costumes and spare suit parts along with a really old Freddy head. There's that old Freddy head. Anyways, over here we have a scrapped stage prop animatronic original. This animatronic was based of Pizza Cam from Chuck E. Cheese. Originally he was going to pop out of the main stage, but due to compaction and him breaking I scrapped him, but felt rude not to mention him at all. Over here is Spring Freddy Funny. Originally, this was the suit I used for Golden Freddy until I made the Fredbear model. I tried basing this room off of the original FNAF 1 backstage. The original version of this location had a lot of dead space within the walls, so I utilized those for a lot of the new rooms. This is Freddy 0.0, the first ever version of the remastered model. On this side of the table are just some more animatronic cosmetics. That's everything the new backstage room has to offer. Now, let's move on to the next set of rooms. Past the party rooms at the end of the hall lies a room not accessible by cameras. And if you know FNAF, you'll know what I'm talking about. The safe room. This room actually had quite a lot of changes throughout this build. A lot of props from Fredbear's Diner comes from here, as you can see posters, springlock parts, blueprints, etc. I actually made this room a little bigger than the original to fit a special hidden feature you'll see in a sec. Claw marks run along the walls. I wonder who did that. The original Shreddy Faz chair with minor updates. TBH, I wanted to keep it as the original V1 Freddy mask instead of making a new one. I might be biased, but this is one of my favorite original props. Still works. Also, it can kill a player with PvP on cause of the invisible spike blocks along the mask. The cupcake that's been chucked into the wall at Mach 10. A very suspicious gift box with a special feature and a Fredbear's poster. Over here we have the original Spring Bonnie animatronic head, and behind it lies a very old Spring animatronic arm belonging to Nightbear. Funny enough, I never made a Springlock model for him. Over here on this shelf are just some old props and Spring Bonnie's banjo, and on the top is the original Fredbear head. Over here is a slightly withered Spring Bonnie in the promotion images. He was originally more withered and decayed, however, it didn't really fit with the timeline, so I made this model. He's damaged, but not fully decayed. Over here we have Fredbear aka Golden Freddy. Not gonna say much about him, as to not spoil any surprises for the next Pizzaria vid, though I will say his other eye can open, revealing another soul inside. Now for that intractable feature, if you tap the top of the gift box, it will trigger this. Since Off Freddy's is haunted, the spirits of the 5 missing children will appear. They use pistons and delays timers, so as fast as they appear they disappear and the mechanics reset. And that's the updated safe room and all it has to offer. Now, let's move on to the next room. And don't worry, this won't be the last time you'll be seeing Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. For the next room we will be checking out is the new and improved arcade. This room was completely gutted out and remade with some new additions. Newly added a large sign above the door so people know. Wait, is that Scott Dance 3? Hold up guys, I gotta play this. Go look at the animatronics or something. Alright, enough mucking about, let's continue where we left off and check out the rest of the arcade. As you can see, a lot has been added to the walls and the room feels more like an opened arcade. Just like the main showroom, I ripped up the floors as well and rebuilt the room, adding new arcade games as well. One of my favorite additions to the new arcade is this Midnight Motorist arcade game. Over here is this claw machine that actually got a tiny rebuild from the original. And over here are the skee ball machines. Every good arcade has them. I didn't change much to the play place and ball pit. I may make a new one for my FNAF 2 or 6, I haven't decided yet. As for that into the pit reference, if I do make it, I'd actually like to make a ITP Bonnie model. Over all the walls in the arcade are character posters and wooden pizza decorations. The building is separated in two main halves. One side is the main area, the backside is where most of the employees work at. Alright, let's move on to the back of the pizzeria and see what's changed. First off, one of the newest rooms, we have Bonnie's storage closet. He likes to hang out in. Inside here, I'd like to pay homage to the original location, so I added the scrapped remains of the original band. Over on this shelf are some Springlock parts, seems to be in suit mode. In this big crate is the original Foxy, the Pirate Fox animatronic from the movie Diner. If I zoom my camera, you can see him in there, but I'll still put a picture of his full model up on screen now. Fun fact, he's an original stage animatronic, so some of his mechanics are still intact. In here we have Bonnie's face mask, Freddy's other arm and hand, and Chica's bib with the OG endo leg. There's what's left of the original Freddy, his head and torso, very moldy. Freddy's other arm is on top of here. And that's all that this closet has to offer. Let's move on to the next room, parts and services. So original parts and services and the control room were one room altogether, but I decided to give them their own separate rooms. As you can see, this is where most of the animatronics come for maintenance and spare costumes are kept. Over in this corner is a shelf with some spare endo parts, and next to that are all of the animatronics cosmetics. Over here, returning in a more repaired form, is Sparky the dog. He still utilized the older endo model. When I built this pizzeria, I made the stage easy to remove in case I wanted to add a guest star character in. Over on this table is an incomplete endo and a spare speaker. Over here are the updated endos. I remodeled their head. Currently, only the main 4 have this updated endo. I feel like I leaned in more with the FNAF style instead of a realistic look. It's an equal blend of both. Over here we have Anne the Fox, or as some of the patrons at Freddy call her Funtime Foxy. I wanted to give Mangle character more depth, so her first ever appearance was a guest star appearance at this location. Fun fact, Anne was one of the first characters to give me the idea for guest star characters. Over here we have an older style decommissioned endo, and over here we have a workbench area. This little workshop corner used to be where the building control panel was, but again was moved. On this glitched laptop will lead to a screen of Shadow Freddy. I'm really happy how his model came out, since his suit is a blend of Freddy's and Fredbear's suit. This endo is also a reference to Nightmare, just without a suit. I tried to keep this area open since the pizzeria is still in a clean state, but anyways, that's all parts and services has to offer. Alright, time to check out the final room, the office. So first biggest change you can see is that I actually added a metal door this time. Also Foxy plush in the hall, since Icky likes to run down the halls. There's a small level that only humans can pull, and not for oversized animatronics fingers. I decided to add a window to the bottom of the door, so you can't see the full animatronic at your door. A little peep inside. Just pretend I'm Freddy for a sec. See the vision now. Alright, enough about the door, let's check out the office. The entire TV deck was ripped out and replaced with a desk and monitor. Feels more like the FNAF 1 office. The desk feels more like FNAF-like, and I'm proud how it came out. I made a classic camera system, works the same way like the one in my original Fredbear's video. It works with levers, cameras and timers to basically a simple computer. Tap the mouse and you'll be brought to this page. Usually it would say camera system here where the text is missing, but BABFT wants to be dumb and not load text sometimes. Sometimes you have to reboot the systems to get the cameras up and running. Now right quick, I'll run through all the custom cameras in the building. Since these uses buttons, they send me out of the screen sometimes. And that's all of the cameras around the building. Before I pack up, there's one more room we gotta see. If you didn't already notice the door and window behind me. BTW, that's where the camera system is. Anyways, this new room is an extension to the office, kinda. It's more just an old storage closet. Just some old boxes and junk. Also, the window on this side is tinted. Alright, enough dilly-dallying, let's check out inside. Lol, it wasn't anything crazy though, a very special animatronic. This is Cake Bear. First, over here we have a workbench with the original Freddy costume. Cake Bear was from the Take Cake to the Children minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I worked him into my timeline as a prototype Freddy suit, since he does look like an early version of Freddy. His toothless grin and pitch black eyes are very uncanny. That's all this room really has to offer. Maybe if I do a rundown version of this location, I'll do something with this room. Maybe I'll seal after in it. And with that, this Pizzaria review video is over. Time to use the power of video editing to transition to the front. Finally guys, this video was held to edit, but I wanted to go all out, and hey, for once I actually have a voice. Anyways, I've been working on a lot of pizzerias at the same time. Right now the closest done are my Fredbear's and FNAF 2. That's all for now.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.